Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic, Less Known Classic. This is episode number 2435, Doubleshot 2023-29. First up, we have the end of an era that lasted for 4 years. We have Captain Marvel, Volume 10, Revenge of the Brood, Part 2. Collecting Captain Marvel, Volume 10, issues 47 to 50. And here's a fun fact. The final issue of this run was actually considered to be Carol Danvers' 184th issue. I was actually tweeting this to Kelly Thompson, the fact she was getting really close to reach 200, and no, she said to end this book. Yeah, I was tweeting like, I saw this list, your run's ending issue 50. He's like, yep, it is. Didn't exactly give the reason why. Yeah, I don't know exactly why she had the end of issue 54. Like, I would have continued for a little bit more. Like, I would have basically done that. Nope, not really. Now, you might be asking, Nick, is she working on any other comics Marvel? Like, well, apparently her next book, she's supposed to, well, actually, it just came out. The most recent book that came out with her writing it is Extreme Venomverse number 5. Yeah, that was the most recent thing that she wrote. I am not kidding about that. Nope. Yeah. Yes, that was Sally but be her most recent thing. A story for Jeff the Land Shark, who was featured in this book. Mostly put in a way they wrapped the whole story with the Brood, which has been going on since the previous trade. And we also have this really cool moment between Hazmat and Rogue, which I appreciate this because she's like Rogue was a super villain before she was a villain before she became a superhero, and Hazmat was supposed to be a villain, but she was basically was saved early on. This overall was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was a nice happy ending, and of course Binary, who first showed up in the third to last trade of this run. Yeah, she first showed up in the Trials. That's actually was more like the last of the Marvels. She went on for a little while, and then sadly they decided to kill her off in the second last issue. Yep. And, well, the book was later relaunched as a miniseries, Dark Tempest, by Ann Nocenti, which Jessica Drew is featured there, but not Hazmat. Yeah, it's almost like any cool supporting character we have for this book, like Hazmat or any other character. Well, She-Hulk is still around. She still has a solo book, so she's not going anywhere. But it's like we have a big party, someone defeated the Brood, and just end of an era. This book is fantastic. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Yep. Oh, by the way, the artwork for this book, if we're going to mention. The artists for this book are, from 40 to 49 is Sergio Devilla. We have the 50th and final issue of this run, we have Rapina and David Lopez. The cover art for that issue is Yen Narito. For the 47 to 49 is Juan Perea and David Carell. Here's a little fun fact comes to Captain Marvel this run. This is also, believe it or not, the first Captain Marvel run since the original volume to have 50 issues. Yes, seriously. And for Carol, this is the second run to reach as far, because the last time this happened was 13 years ago, when they ended Miss Marvel Volume 2 by Brian, I think that's Brian Reilly was. Yes, I was surprised when this book decided to end, but I waited for some period of time for this book to come out. And can you believe the last of this book came out here's a surprise, just 4 months ago. This is fairly, very recent. Now, there's a bit of story revolving how I got this, because I actually went to a comic shop that was nearby to a Barnes & Noble I went to, because Barnes & Noble didn't have a copy of this, because I was not going to buy it online, because I'm on break from doing that. So, I went there to get it. They didn't have it, so a request sent there. So, I was going to last week about I was saving money, so I eventually get it. And here's something really, really weird. They apparently said they didn't get it, and then I found it on the shelf. And it was put there by mistake. So I got basically a discount from there, plus an additional $10 off for finding it on the shelf as an apology. Yep. But that's the little thing of how I got the trade. But yeah, this is actually one of those books basically I thoroughly enjoy buying. Now you might be asking, am I going to continue buying Captain Marvel now since Kelly Thompson book? Yes. Now, sadly put, basically Kelly Thompson, the only thing is probably come out is probably the Jeff one-shots. But here's something really weird though about this. For right after end the sentence, you finish our miniseries, guess who's succeeding Kelly Thompson as the ongoing writer for this book? This might shock you. It's Alyssa Wong. Wait, you're thinking, didn't she wrote Deadpool? Yes. Yes, she did. Which makes this the second series in a row that Alyssa Wong has succeeded Kelly Thompson as the ongoing writer for the book. And I do have a sad note when it comes to Deadpool. They ended that run after only 10 issues. 10. It's like since Doug and Love, they apparently can't get the book to sell very well. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Alright, next up we have is Monica Rambeau, Photon. The first and to date only series that belongs to Monica Rambeau. The only thing she had solo-wise prior to this was 2 one-shots. One released in 1999, the other released in 1992. Now, this is only the second trade I'm discussing for her. And this is written by Eva Ewing. Plus, you gotta love this back cover here, which is an obvious, clear homage to Kevin McGuire's Justice League #1 from 1987. Now, you might be thinking, was that the year of her debut? No, it was not. You're thinking, really? When did she first show up, you might ask? Well, I forgot to mention, you have Doctor Strange been brought in the book, because of course, and albeit with Carol Danvers. Now, you see, Monica Rambeau's first appearance was back in 1982. Yep. Yeah, and it was this miniseries. She's back between Photon for the first time since New Thunderbolts. Yep. Now, this miniseries is only 5 issues. You have Eva Ewing, like I mentioned, as the writer for the book. Oh, I have read this one. It was actually really good. The artist for this book for most of the series is Luca Mercia, with a co-artwork by Ivan Ferrari. Mostly put in a way, it's Monica Rambeau just traveling throughout the multiverse, and apparently in one alternate timeline, she's married to Dr. Voodoo, who, here's a fun fact. Did you know those two actually dated? Yes, Monica Rambeau dated Dr. Voodoo. Do you know who she also dated in comics? The Blue Marvel. A relationship that apparently all the writers in Marvel just ignored. Because the way the other writers put, she's not in a relationship, even though she is, with Blue Marvel. Because Al Ewing was the one who put her in a relationship. Al Ewing still works in Marvel, and yet, here's the strange thing. It seems as though all the writers in Marvel just ignored this. This is one of 2 times where you have a couple established by a popular writer, and it's ignored by the other writers. Guess what the other relationship was, believe it or not? Hawkeye and Spider-Woman. Yeah, they used to become a couple right after Fear itself, and it's ignored by the other writers in Marvel. It's like they just don't care. It's like case of mine, she's single. No, she is, and she has a boyfriend. And of course, here's the thing. At the end of this book, she's got a new boyfriend. I'm like, what happened to Blue Marvel? Seriously. Do Marvel not want her to be in a relationship with Blue Marvel? A relationship working perfectly fine? Why? Because he's older than she is? The fact that he's like, 30 years older? Here's the thing, Marvel. She is an adult. She's an adult woman. She can date whoever guy she wants. If she wanted to relate to Blue Marvel, that was her choice. And apparently, like, oh, no, she's not related with Blue Marvel. She's related with this random guy. Yeah, and also the fact that she got a chance to meet with the Beyonder, but it was an Ultra version of Beyonder. And the fact she also met with Star Fox. Yeah, okay. So, here's a fun fact when it comes to Blue Marvel. Adam Busher. What was his most recent appearance to date? The answer to that question is in the Vendors Beyond miniseries. Yep. Yeah, also for some strange reason, he was a supporting character in Doctor Doom. Yeah, this I don't understand the reason for this at all. No, I'm not sure why he appeared in that book for, but yeah, The Vendors Beyond by Al Ewing, the guy who put Blue Marvel relationship with Monica Rambeau. And it's ignored. Yeah. And by the way, for Monica, by the way, this miniseries is actually really good. Now, it is in fact questionable of why in the world that other writers have decided to ignore this relationship. Yes, so yeah, he does appear in the book as a hallucination, but he's not really here. Yeah, and they also had Star Fox show up, which is interesting. Yeah. And she also met with Ultra version of Moonstone, who she's got beef with. Which, when I read it, I'm like, when the heck did these two have a fight with each other? Was it Thunderbolts? Not really sure. Like, this mentioned, oh yeah, she's got beef with Carla Softon. Even though that was not her beef. That was Carol Danvers. You read this and you're like, why the heck is basically Carla Softon treated as the enemy for Monica Rambeau, even though she's Carol Danvers' bad guy? Yeah, this makes no frickin' sense at all. Oh, by the way, the cover has a depicted in her meteorite costume, one from the 90s. Which, of course, she did go back to wearing that costume in the Matthew Roswell Punisher book. Hey, look at this. Issue 4. That's her meteorite costume, believe it or not. Oh, yeah, she has beef with her. Like, when the heck did this happen? This makes no freaking sense at all. And also the fact that, oh, she met with a version of the Avengers from the 80s where Dr. Jew is part of the team. In fact, he's like, oh, we had to vote to keep on fighting. I'm like, okay, that actually does make sense for him to do that, because at one point he apparently was written, he really wanted to lead the Avengers so badly. I appreciate Eva Ewing basically remembered that aspect for him, but it's like, okay, let's go back to 80s for no reason here. And also the fact that she, at one point, you see her in her 80s costume, and then she's back in present day costume. It's a bit confusing when it comes to that aspect. The artwork is really good. I do appreciate the artwork, but man, it's like Eva Ewing did not know what to do with Monica Rambeau. It's like she's confusing her with a different character. Yeah. Oh yeah, her being part of the Avengers, way they're written. Yeah, that's fine. It was the 80s version with, oh yeah, the whole thing with Moon Knight, Black Knight part of the team when she was part of the roster. Yes, that was the late 80s. He was part of regular part of the roster back with it, from the mid 80s to around the mid 1990s. He's not part of the team since then. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much a particular view. Next up, Devil's Part-Time. Okay, next view. Bye.